In my experience with my trading, what separates people who make money trading from people who don't make money trading is very simple. So today I took one trade and I made $6,600. That boat in front of me is actually Michael Jordan's boat. That'll run you about $250,000 per engine. Alrighty, everybody, so today I took one trade and I made $6,600. Today was actually a very interesting day in the markets because today is the day that we have the Federal Reserve meeting. So the Federal Reserve meeting, basically a meeting where all these people get together and they decide the interest rates. So general rule of thumb, the higher the interest rates are, the more expensive it is to borrow money, which means more bearish conditions, right? So that's kind of the people's thought process behind that. Lower interest rates, money is cheaper, it's easier to borrow money, right? You get much more favorable terms on your loan. So that's considered more bullish. So what happened today is the rates were unchanged. They didn't change them to the upside or to the downside. They didn't really do anything. But the reason that I mentioned that is because that's why we have this weird price action later in the day. So me knowing that, I wanted to take one trade before 11 a.m. and completely stay out of the market. And I was able to do that. Today's trade was a break and retest to the upside. I caught a 1 to 5 risk to reward on this trade. And I'm gonna tell you guys exactly why I took this trade. So the first reason, and the thing that I really liked about this trade, was that we just had a sweep of London low. So once I saw that we were sweeping London low, I immediately flipped my bias to be bullish, right? I was looking for longs. Once I saw that we had this pullback of this trend, I really loved that. And I loved it even more because this doubled not only as a break and retest, but as a pullback of this uptrend. So what I did is I got in right here at the top of this zone and I targeted this London high and I caught that trade super clean, zero drawdown, and I made $6,692 on that trade. Here's my broker statement for today's trade. You guys can see that I was in that trade for about 20 minutes. And I also want to show you guys just how powerful liquidity is. The thing that most people missed today is they were looking for shorts, but they didn't realize that once we swept this low, the next level for us to target was this high. So I almost look at liquidity as kind of a magnet, right? So we first hit this level. This was the first magnet. The second magnet was this high. So my job was just to catch a small piece of this move while we are headed up towards that high. Last week, I made $31,000. The week before that, I made a little over $10,000. And this week, I'm already sitting at a profit of $6,000. So far for the month of June, I have already made about $50,000 trading futures. I don't say this to flex on you guys or to, be a big baller or whatever. I just say this so that you guys can understand what's possible. And I've shown you guys every single one of these trades. You guys can go back and see the exact entries, the exact exits, exactly what I was looking for. So I say this to show you guys what's possible because when I was learning how to trade and people were showing me this stuff, I was like, oh shit, it's actually possible. So I want to provide that same exact experience to you. I can show you guys my lifestyle, the watches and all my profits, and that's cool, right? But what I'm actually deeply proud of and what allows me to sleep well at night is the fact that thousands of people are winning with me every single day. Like right here, this guy took the exact same trade as me, right? He said, thanks RP Profits, that's what we do. He took that break and retest. He just took it on NQ. Aaron took the bounce off London low, the one that I was showing you guys a little bit earlier in the video. Mikey took that exact same break and retest. He made $1,192 and yeah, he took that literal same exact trade, same entry. You guys can see right here. Mena took one of David's signals, right? That's another futures analyst. Cartier Adam actually passed his futures funded account just from that break and retest trade today, which is really cool to see. He's one of my mentorship students. I was talking to him and I was giving him some hype, so it's cool to see it paid off. Grahaliva, apologies if I mispronounced your name. I probably did. He had a great break and retest today. He made $1,615, and you guys can see he was literally in the trade for the exact amount of time that I was. There's no other way to show you guys that these people are taking the exact same trades. You guys can go back, look at my broker statement. I was in that trade for what, 24 minutes. He was in it for 25 minutes. So he probably just entered a little bit earlier than I did, but he was still able to make some good money off of that. DJ, my man DJ has been absolutely crushing it. He was one of my first mentorship students, and now he's crushing it. He said he took the break and retest at 10:01, made 1,100, and then he followed his rules, ended up profitable, right? He said he took one small loss, but it didn't matter at all. It didn't matter at all, guys, because he lost like $50, but he made $1,000 today. So it does not matter, right? It's about small losses, big wins. Here are some other trades that we took throughout this week. So you guys can see Easy caught that break and retest on Monday. The Heels took that pullback off the New York high retest. Good stuff, good stuff. He made $1,000 off of that. Darren, boom, $1,400 from that break and retest. And Lean also took that break and retest. Our Bills looked like he got that little pullback on ES. My man Cheese Whiz, $1,500 off of the break and retest. It's funny, guys. These aren't these people's actual name. These are their Discord names. So sometimes when I'm reading you guys something more normal than Cheese Whiz, but this is his Discord username. I live for this shit, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes in the videos I try to act like calm, but I'm hyped right now. I made $6,600 this morning. I'm sitting in front of a $12 million yacht. That boat determination is about $12 million. Feel free to fact check. Might be more, might be less, but this is the shit that you guys work for, right? It's not the fucking Lambos, it's not the diamonds. This stuff's fun, this stuff's all great, right? But what's really great is the fact that I'm sitting here 3 p.m. on a Wednesday doing whatever the fuck I want. That's what we work for, guys. Freedom. Now, you guys are probably wondering how I came up with this strategy. And it was not just me. I did start out with some form of a strategy, but what really helped me take my strategy from being decent to actually making money was my godfather. My godfather worked at Goldman Sachs. If you don't know what Goldman Sachs is, it's one of the largest investment banks in the world. And he taught me how to trade, right? I called him up one day and I was like, hey man, this stuff's not working. He explained how to do it the right way. And best decision I ever made was making that phone call to him. He taught me what actually moves the markets. Before I talked with him, I didn't understand what moved the market. So my strategy could not have possibly been working because I was using false foundational principles. But once he explained to me what actually moves the market, liquidity, orders, buyers and sellers, I was able to form a strategy that actually made sense and is actually profitable, as you guys can see now. Now, enough technicals. It's time to close the computer, grab some food, and go look at some boats. All right, everybody. So right here, we have Determination. This boat is big. I believe this boat runs about, I don't know, probably 10 million if I had to guess, potentially more, probably about a 120-foot boat. So that is a boat that you can take anywhere, guys. I'm in Florida right now. I could take that thing to Bahamas. I could take that thing to Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, probably even New York. Honestly, that is a little bit bigger than what I want at this point in my life right now, but it's fucking beautiful. That boat right behind me is the Prestige 70. I fucking love that boat. We actually rent that boat out a good bit. It's a beautiful boat. I believe it has 3 beds, 3 bathrooms, and it is so, so nice. The reason I like that boat is because it's all modern. It feels like you're in a Four Seasons hotel. Like you look, there's like folding mirrors and TVs, and like little secret traps. It literally feels like you're staying at the Four Seasons on the water. That boat in front of me is actually Michael Jordan's boat. Not that specific one, but that's the exact kind of boat that he has. He has a Viking 62 or 72. That's a sport fishing boat. So you go out on that thing, your only goal is to catch huge fish in comfort, right? So it's a mix of a yacht and a fishing boat, which a lot of people love, including myself in probably about 10 years when I'm retired. Here's my boat buying plan for the next 5 years. So currently I own a jet ski and I own a fishing kayak. Both are very, very nice. In the next probably 6 to 12 months, I'm gonna buy a medium-sized boat. So for me, medium is gonna be anywhere from 24 to 32 feet. I'll probably spend, I don't know, 200, 300 grand on that, maybe a little bit less. After that, I'm gonna get a large boat. That is gonna be like 60 to 70 feet. That's gonna be what I use to go from Miami to Bahamas to Jamaica. And then I might stop there, but I probably won't. I'll probably get one like mega boat, which is gonna be, you know, something like that Determination. That's actually a new brand. I think we talked to the owner of that brand when there was a boat show going on. Beautiful boat. I think they come from Italy or something, but they're unique. I like these like futuristic boats. I don't like old boats. When I'm on my boat, I wanna feel like I'm a James Bond villain or like a Batman or something. Like, for example, this boat over here is beautiful. This little one right behind, that one with the baller boat, that's a cool name for it. So some people might look at a boat that costs $250,000 and say, you know, that's an expensive boat. Other people spend $250,000 on one fucking engine. You see those 600 Mercuries right there, guys? That'll run you about $250,000 per engine. So just for the engines on that boat, 500 grand, plus the rest of that boat, probably looking at like 1.5 mil for a relatively small boat. You guys gotta think bigger, man. Stop thinking that you want like a little fucking jet ski, right? Like I have a jet ski, but what I'm aiming for is a $50 million yacht. Think big, guys. This is a boat that I would 100% buy, and it kind of matches my car. That blue boat right there, that looks like some shit that Batman would pull up on, right? So me, I'm light-skinned Batman. I pull up, I got the drip on, and I save the day. It's pretty nice, guys. That'll probably run you $5 million, but the thing about that boat is that's a charter boat, so there's a ton of people on that. I personally will never fucking buy boats that other people have been on, because in my opinion, it's like, okay, if I'm dropping millions of dollars on this thing, I don't want other people to have farted where I'm sitting, you know? I don't want fucking people anywhere near the shit that I'm dropping my money on. So that's why I would not buy a boat that's been chartered. And if you guys are shopping for yachts, make sure if you're gonna buy a yacht, you ask the captain, hey, do you charter this out? And if he says yeah, then don't buy that shit. One of my most viral videos was me talking about when I pick a girl up in my Lamborghini. And I'll admit, girls like Lamborghinis, but what girls really fucking like love, are jet skis. The jet ski, guys, is not only, I don't know, 1/30th the cost of my Lamborghini. That's what they actually love. Women love jet skis way more than boats. And people are gonna come and be like, oh, materialistic. Who gives a fuck, right? Women like flowers, women like jet skis, same shit. All right, everybody, I gave you guys my trade recap on exactly how I made my money today. I showed you guys a few boats that I'm looking at. I'm in my research phase of boat, right? I'm not in my purchasing phase of boats yet, but I'm in my research phase. I'm gathering information. In my experience with my trading, what separates people who make money trading from people who don't make money trading is very simple. The people who make money trading have access to profitable information, whether that's a strategy, whether that's the exact trades that somebody else is taking. It's that simple, right? For me, guys, I would not have made money if I did not have access to my godfather strategy, which was already working. My godfather showed me what was already working, so all I had to do was take his strategy, change it around a little bit to adapt to the market that I was trading, and then I started making money. So if you guys want access to my profitable trades, the exact things that I'm looking for every day, and you guys just want to trade with me every single day, click the link in the bio. You can join right there. I'm going to end the video right here. I am headed to go spend some time with my family. One of the reasons I love trading is because I have so much damn time on my hands to spend with the people I love, whether that's, you know, family, woman, whoever it is. It's awesome. But little motivation for everybody watching. The key is that you guys just need to get 1% better at whatever you're doing every single day. So if you're trying to be a trader, focus on getting just a little bit better every single day. Don't focus on hitting some crazy home run trade. If you guys do that, I promise you that eventually you will have a life that is exactly what you dreamed of, and honestly, probably better than what you dreamed of. So keep going, everybody. Talk to you all soon.